Jackie. I understand over the course of your profession that you have supervised students from outside your own profession. So I wondered today if you could outline for us how you've gone about that supervision for students outside of your own profession of occupational therapy.
My orientation to these students is generally the same, whether they are from my discipline or not, because adult learning principles apply. So it's a consistent methodology. In the first instance, it's always around orientation and the context to the setting, and then it's around what their learning styles are. It's around understanding what their goals are to achieve for that particular placement. It's understanding how they best take feedback, understanding how they're going to learn. It's around reviewing their goals and also their best method for reflection. And I spend some time really talking about their clinical reasoning styles. So I think they're some of the big outcomes for that orientation. So that generally is my approach.
So now could you tell us a little bit about what you see as the key strengths and benefits of this approach of supervising students outside of your own profession?
Well, I think it's probably the way of the future. I think in a lot of the recent research, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that interprofessional learning is certainly the way we need to head down in relation to workforce shortages, but also in the context that people are going to go out and spend a lifelong career learning from each other and learning from their colleagues who will be other health and related disciplines. So to have those experiences in an undergraduate setting, I think is a superb start to a lifelong career.
Jackie, what do you see as the key challenges in this approach of supervising students outside of your own profession, and how have you dealt with such challenges?
So one of the greatest challenges that I found is if there is is in the identity of that profession. So if somebody is supervised by a different discipline, it can challenge their own identity, and that is developing as an undergraduate. So it is important to allow plenty of opportunity for those sorts of conversations around the differences and some of the similarities between my discipline and their discipline, but some of the unique contributions that they might be able to offer from their discipline. So that tends to assist those challenges. But certainly good support from universities and clinical supervision from the universities is always helpful in those instances too.
To finish off with, I just wondered if you could think of a particularly challenging scenario in this model and tell us how you've dealt with that challenge and successfully resolved the issue.
Sure. So it's been in relation to that understanding of the professional frame of reference and how that might relate to the service context, because of course I wasn't the same professional. And we were able to, as I outlined really in the challenge previously, that the university can offer a lot of support. We can find a lot of shared skills, so a lot of competencies and skill sets that are in common that are then really well represented within my practice area. So that provided enough grounding for the student to then improve their confidence in how their profession would contribute in that setting, and also in what they can gain from their experiences whilst on that placement. So they were challenging, but communication, I guess, and allowing an opportunity to reflect on that have been the ways forward.
Thanks very much, Jackie.
You're welcome.